How did the first galaxies in the universe form and evolve? Is our solar system unique? These fundamental questions are still left unanswered after years of research. However, we might find out the answers to these questions soon, courtesy to the James-Webb telescope. The James-Webb telescope is the largest, most complex and revolutionary telescope in the world, which is planned to succeed the Hubble Space Telescope as NASA's flagship astrophysics mission. An engineering marvel, this telescope will help us to look back in time and explore the formation of the very first galaxies. This observatory will be the premier and undisputed champion of infrared wavelengths, giving us unparalleled access to corners of the universe currently inaccessible. Features of the telescope. 1. The JWST is equipped with the largest primary mirror, spread over 6.5 meters, and is almost 6 times the size of Hubble's primary mirror. 2. The JWST will operate at approximately 1,500,000 kilometers beyond Earth's orbit. By way of comparison, Hubble orbits 550 kilometers above Earth's surface, and the Moon is roughly 400,000 kilometers from Earth. 3. To make observations in the infrared spectrum, the JWST must be kept very cold. This will be achieved using the largest sunshield ever flown, which is 5-layered, tennis court size, specially coated with aluminium on both sides, and doped silicon on the sun-facing side of the 2 hottest layers to reflect the sun's heat back into space, with each layer as thin as a human hair. 4. The JWST is massive. In fact, it's so big that it shouldn't be able to fit on a rocket. NASA engineers broke the mirror into 18 smaller hexagonal sections, which will be tucked and folded into the rocket-like origami into the European Space Agency's 5-meter diameter Ariane 5 rocket. 5. The JWST will observe in a lower frequency range, from long-wavelength visible light through mid-infrared, 0.6 to 28.3 micrometers, which will allow it to observe high redshift objects that are too old and too distant for the Hubble to observe. 6. One of its main targets will be the early universe, when our cosmos was just a few 100 million years old. The first stars and galaxies to appear on the cosmic scene blazed brightly in the visible spectrum, but over the course of the past 13 billion years the universe has expanded, stretching that light out of the visible range and down into the infrared, right in the sweet spot of the JWST's design parameters. History of JWST. It is named for James E. Webb, who was the administrator of NASA from 1961 to 1968 and played an integral role in the Apollo program. Development began in 1996 for a launch that was initially planned for 2007 and a $500 million budget, but the project has had numerous delays and cost overruns, and underwent a major redesign in 2005. The JWST's construction was completed in late 2016, after which its extensive testing phase began. In March 2018, NASA further delayed the launch, after the telescope's sunshield ripped during a practice deployment. Launch was delayed again in June 2018 following recommendations from an independent review board. Work on integration and testing of the telescope was suspended in March 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, adding further delays. February 2021 marked a significant progress for NASA's James-Webb Space Telescope. It completed its final functional performance tests at Northrop Grumman in Redondo Beach, California. 2 important milestones were successfully completed by the testing teams. These tests confirmed the observatory's internal electronics are all functioning as intended, and that the spacecraft and its 4 scientific instruments can send and receive data properly through the same network they will use in space. These milestones moved Webb closer to being ready to launch in October. Mission of JWST. The JWST has 4 key goals. 1. To search for light from the first stars and galaxies that formed in the universe after the Big Bang. 2. To study the formation and evolution of galaxies. 3. to understand the formation of stars and planetary systems. And 4. To study planetary systems and the origins of life. The James-Webb Telescope is a technological wonder, which is going to help us dive into realms of the very early galaxies, and to see sights yet unseen. It is our doorway to the uncharted, unknown and unimagined. This will be our first ever view into this important age in the history of the cosmos. The JWST certainly will be bang for the buck and is worth the wait. That was all about the James-Webb Telescope for you. Do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel, Explified.